Alright, welcome back to the second part of the video. The next thing we're gonna do, continuing from the last video, is that the first part we finished building the UI of the app, as you can look right here. The next thing we're gonna talk about how to make the timer functionality work, so let's get into it. So first we're gonna make the method right here work, and actually this is gonna be for a start timer, so I'm gonna change the method to be start timer, and then we're gonna remove the comment that we put before. Okay, and then we're gonna start building the method for this. So in the block of code right here, we're gonna create two variables. The first one is gonna be seconds, and for now I think it's gonna be 0, and then we're gonna create another variable of minutes, and we're gonna set it to be 25, as Pomodoro timers usually start with 25. Once we create these two variables, and then we have to create something called timer, and it's gonna be, and the timer is gonna be imported from, let's see, I just want to import, it's start async, so we have to import this one, but you can do as what I did. So you can click the same option and return for Mac users, and for Windows I'm not sure about that, maybe control or alternate. You can try and click that and get some recommendation on the IDE, but it's gonna say for you to import this library. So once you imported that, you're gonna start using the timer library. Okay, and then we can start building our method. I think I created as start timer. Then we're gonna do some conditions here. So we're gonna check if the timer is not equal to null, which means that once we start clicking the timer, if it's running and when we click the start button, there should be some action on that. So if the timer already started, and then we click start again, it's gonna sort of like cancel, I would say. Yeah, cancel the timer if it's already started. And if it's equal to null, you don't have to do anything basically. Okay, once that's done, we're going to create another if variable, if conditions. Then we're going to check if the seconds is we have to check the minutes. So we have to check if the minutes is greater than 0, and if it's greater than 0, we're gonna change the seconds a little bit. So we're gonna do the minutes times with 60, because we want to compute things in seconds so that we can count it down. Okay, and then we're gonna check again if the seconds is greater than 60, because sometimes the format is not going to come like this. Sometimes the format is going to come in a way like 1 minute is 60 seconds. I can write it like this, or 1 minute and 0 seconds. So in order to make things equal, we have to make sure that we convert things into seconds so that we don't mess it up. Okay, so I'm gonna change back to its original. Then I'm gonna check for minutes, and the minutes is gonna be seconds divided by 60, and we're gonna floor it down, because let's say if you have 120 seconds right here and you want to convert it to 2 minutes, the way to do that is you divide that. It's gonna get 2, right? But let's say if it's a little more, 30 seconds, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's gonna be 150 seconds. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 something, right? And then if I don't use floor, it's gonna mess things up. So I use the floor so that I can bring the value down, so that it's gonna be under 2 minutes, and then the rest is gonna be in the next variable. So that's why I'm gonna create the seconds, and then I'm gonna subtract So I'm gonna write like this first so that you can understand. So I'm gonna use the value of seconds right here, and then gonna subtract that by the minutes times 60. So let's say we start with 150, and 150 is gonna be 2 minutes 30 seconds, and once we're done with the calculation right here, it's gonna be 2 minutes. The 2 is gonna be stored in this variable, and then once we use initial value 150, we're gonna subtract that here. So if you multiply 2 with the 60, it's gonna be 120, and then we gonna subtract, so 150 minus 120, then you're gonna get the 30 seconds value that we want. And this is gonna work, but we can make our code looks a little better by using the operation right here, so that it's gonna be the same as that one. If you're curious, you can look up a little more on arithmetic operations on Dart, order operations, something like that. You can have a look online. I'm not gonna explain much in this video. This is gonna be the part where we convert seconds and minutes to make things look nice. And then gonna start creating a timer right here. I'm gonna call the timer variable right here, and then I'm gonna create. And the way you create it is you create an object of timer and then periodic. Then you're gonna pass some value of duration right here. So create a duration object, and then we pass in an argument of seconds. And then this is gonna be where you want to set. If you want to count down by 2, you set this value to 2 seconds. If you want to count down by 1 second, so set it to 1. Simple as that. And then between here, we're gonna pass in some set state. So set state is something you use instead for widgets, and it's gonna call once we call a set state, it's gonna reset the screen. That's when you re-render stuff on screen, and that's how it works. So I'm gonna check if seconds is greater than 0, so that if it's 59, 57, whatever, it's gonna start counting it down. Okay, and then I'm gonna check else. So else simply means the value of 0 only. So else if the value is of seconds it's equal to 0, we're gonna check if the minutes is greater than 0 or not. So if it's greater than 0, that means it's still running from 25, 24, 23. It's not the 0, 0, the last 60 seconds. So that we gonna reset the value of seconds to 59. And I'm gonna show you the way it works once we run the app. Okay, then gonna count down the minutes by 1. And the way you run it down is that once you reach the point of 0, the next value is not gonna be once it reaches like 3, 2, 1, the next value is gonna be 0. And then after 0, we're gonna decrease the value of minute by 1, and then we're gonna move this up to 59, because we're gonna start counting down again. Okay, and then in the if block right here, gonna write else, and then we're gonna check if in this case the minute's gonna be 0, and this is gonna be the last seconds, because it's gonna be minutes at 0 and then seconds at 0. So I'm gonna stop the timer right here. Okay, I'm gonna call the cancel method to cancel, and then we're gonna print something to the console in order to get to know that it's already completed. Something like this. Oh, what is wrong with me? Time complete. Okay. Alright. Looks nice and clean. We're gonna start. And instead for widget, I think you need to re-render. Oh, we forgot to call the stop timer. So let's do it now. Okay, so now we can start building the stop timer method. So we can start with white because we don't want to return anything. And then we're gonna call it cancel method, and then we're gonna reset the value to be the original value, which is seconds is equal to 0 and minutes is gonna be equal to 25. Then we can restart. And why it's not working? Let's see. Oh, okay. Forgot to put that over there. Okay, let's put this back up and can run the app. Okay, we can test our app right now by clicking the start button. The fuck, why it's not working?
Nope.
What?
What the fuck?
One eternity later.
Okay, I started looking at the app and I just realized that I forgot to change the text over here. And in order to change that, we have to use the string interpolation right here. So you can follow along writing down, so the format is gonna be like this. Gonna start with minutes, then separate by semicolon, or oh no, this is a colon, yeah, and then write it down like this. Okay, and then we can rerun the app in order to see if it's working, and we can start clicking start. Oh shoot, I forgot to change the value right here. So it's gonna be seconds. Okay, so change the value of seconds right here. Now it's working. So if you follow me along, don't mess it up like me. Okay, looks nice and clean, but as you can see, if you stop the timer and then you can see the value of the 0 right here. It's not looking nice as 2 digits. And in the next video, I'm gonna teach you how to format this and make it look nice. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.